الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. Alright guys, another really fun day, especially if you're interested in Shafi'ī fiqh, in the madhab Imam Shafi'ī. Today is going to be a really interesting day for you. We're going to be unboxing, unwrapping, whatever you want to call it, a new book I just got, but also kind of talking about the madhab of Shafi'ī, rahmatullah alayh, and how to know the standard opinion. Before I unwrap the book and things, it's very important to understand that a madhab is dynamic, meaning when we talk about the madhab of Abu Hanifa or the madhab of Imam Malik or the madhab of Imam Shafi'i or Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahmatullah alayhim ajma'in, may Allah have mercy on all of them, those madhab didn't end with the Imam, meaning the Imam laid down the asas, the usul of the madhab and how to approach fiqh and so on. But then later A'imma and ulama developed the madhahib. And today, one of the shortcomings of a lot of the tullab ilm is they'll just pick up a book that's written in a particular madhab and they'll assume that that book represents the mu'tamad or the relied upon opinion of that madhab. And that's not the way it works. Those of us who are interested in fiqh and study fiqh, we study the different madhahib and their different opinions. And then there's a whole science on knowing which book is the final authority on knowing what is the fatwa given upon according to that madhab, from what book. So meaning Imam al-Shafi'i, for example, he has his own book which is Al-Risala, his book in Usul al-Fiqh, and we have it here. It's an amazing book, one of the first complete works in Usul al-Fiqh. And then he has his fatwa recorded in Al-Umm, we have it here as well in the Shafi'i fiqh section of my library. But interestingly, the Shafi'i madhab sometimes is different from what Imam al-Shafi'i himself held. And that is the way the madhab developed, because hundreds and thousands of ulama that followed that fiqh, taking the usul of al-Shafi'i and looking at adillah and different adillah that maybe the Imam didn't see and so on, they developed the madhab. Tayyib. Hence comes the question, if you really want to know what is the Shafi'i madhab, how would you know today? So one of the great beginning works, and depending on your level, but an early work, and if you're studying the Shafi'i fiqh, and a standard work is that of An-Nawawi. And this is a book that I already have. This is not the unboxing, I'm giving you some background here. This is called Minhaj al-Talibin. This is the one that I have, and I'll talk about this print. But this book, you can find it in one volume. I have it in 3 volumes because Dr. Ahmad ibn Abdul Aziz al-Haddad, one of the experts in Shafi'i fiqh, he has done an amazing hashia, his own hashia basically, underneath the book. So then this is the print that I got of Dar al-Bashair al-Islamiyya. It's a good print. It's not mulawwan. It doesn't have colored print like red and black and so on. It's just black print, and the paper is white. Now I know some people reading in comments are like, oh, who cares about the paper? The ulama of the past used to read. You're just saying that because you're not really into books and you don't read that much. If you really love books, you love a good print. You enjoy reading it better. You love a good tahqiq. Yes, the ulama of the past didn't have these things, but now that we have it, alhamdulillah, why wouldn't we use it? The ulama of the past, some of them would be reading on raw hide and things that were written on rocks and bones, but you don't see anybody doing that today. So take advantage of the advancements in technology and things, alhamdulillah. So if you read on an iPad or laptop, we don't say, why are you reading on a laptop? The ulama of the past, they read on a laptop. This is foolishness. But I really like the yellow paper. Why? As somebody who loves to read, a lot of times things that take stress off your eyes really help you be able to read more. So I like the yellow paper. I even use blue blockers, the glasses sometimes for reading now. It helps with eye strain. I have reading glasses as well. You'll see me sometimes wear them and so on, just to help with the eye strain. But this is a very clear print, as you can inshallah get a good view of. There is the matan, very clear. And then all of this underneath is the hashia of the one who did the tahqiq, which almost feel like it's a sharh. But anyway, this is the matan itself. I have it in 3 volumes, really good print, and I have really benefited from it. going, when I'm teaching fiqh, even if I'm teaching like a book of Hanbali fiqh like Zad al-Mustaqni and things, I like to always know the opinions of the other madahib and their adilla and their proofs and so on. So to know the standard, this is the book. And when I was in Jordan, alhamdulillah, I got the benefit of sitting with one of the shuyukh and studying this book in Shafi'i fiqh, Minhaj al-Talibin of Imam al-Nawawi. Now there are huge works like Al-Majmu' of al-Nawawi and so on that are great references to know all the adilla, but that's like Al-Mughni of the Hanabila and things. This is not really to know the madhab, that is to know the expanse of the different madahib and their adilla and so on. So this is one of the standard books. One of the relied upon shuru' of that book is one by Ar-Ramli. Ar-Ramli is from 1000, I think he died 1004 Hijri. He has a book called Nihaya al-Muhtaj bi Sharh al-Minhaj, and that's one of the relied upon books in the Shafi'i madhab as well. But the ultimate authority, if you want to know what is the opinion of the Shafi'i madhab, is the book that we're going to unbox. So let's get to it, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. All right. All right, let's take a look. What is it? This is in 4 volumes. Building suspense here. This is the Sharh of Al-Minhaj al-Talibin. The Sharh of Al-Nawawi. Imam al-Nawawi was born in 631 Hijri. He died in 676 Hijri. So this is Imam al-Nawawi. Ibn Hajar al-Haythami. Now be very careful because people confuse them all the time. There is Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, different. The one who wrote Fath al-Bari and al-Isaba, and a different scholar. This is Ibn Hajar al-Haythami. He was born in 909 Hijri. He died in 974 Hijri. A very, very strong Shafi'i scholar. And he wrote this book, Tuhfat al-Muhtaj bi Sharh al-Minhaj. And this is Ibn Hajar al-Haythami's Sharh, explanation of Al-Minhaj al-Talibin of al-Nawawi. I spoke to some very, including Dr. Haddad and others who were experts in Shafi'i fiqh, like the final authority nowadays. And when I asked them, what is the final word, the muftahbi, the mu'tamid of the Shafi'i madhab, this is the book they pointed me towards. Minhaj al-Talibin will be the beginning text, and this will be the Sharh. Even though Nihayat al-Muhtaj of al-Ramli is also considered one of the very strong books to return to. So I had to get it, and alhamdulillah, I wanted to get a good print. I got this, and this I will show you inshallah. I had a PDF already, but I just got the actual book. Tayyib. What I liked here is, if you look at the print, it is the cream color, alhamdulillah, which I like that paper. It's easier on the eyes. It's not mulawwan. It doesn't have the different colors to show chapter titling or original matan and so on. So that's not so great. But if you look at the matan, it's all mutaharrik. Yani it has the tashkilat, it has the fatha, dama, kasra and so on. So it's kind of easy, especially if you don't know a word and you see it for the first time, to know what the i'rab and what the yani pronunciation should be. And the sharh also has harakat, which is really interesting. Usually in the matan, they will put the harakat, but not in the sharh. But this one did. So I really like it. It always goes back to say, fal asah, yani what is the most authentic opinion in the madhab. The print's a little small. I mean, I have to say, the writing is a little bit small for my taste. I like it to be a little bit bigger, but clearly legible. The best print that I could find, and I went to a couple different book fairs in the past and looked at a few prints of Tuhfat al-Muhtaj bi Sharh al-Minhaj of Ibn Hajar al-Haythami, which is a Sharh of Minhaj al-Talibin of Imam al-Nawawi. I have it here in a 4-volume set. It's a nice set. And you know, this has a tahqiq of Sheikh Ibrahim Tantawi, not to be confused with the head muftis of Azhar Tantawi, but yani good tahqiq, not a lot, but with hadith and things, he will give the reference to where the hadith are from. But the the looking at manuscripts and making sure that it is according to the manuscript is well done in this work. So I liked it. This is Dar al-Alamiyya, and good print, good book, a must-have if you are Shafi'i. Like if you follow the Shafi'i madhab or you're a student of the Shafi'i fiqh, then you probably already know this book. If you're not, but you just want to get a good reference book to know what is the mu'tamid of the Shafi'i madhab, this is a must-have to get that opinion. Jazakumullahu khairan.